is really, you have a personal responsibility to red pill those around you and your family to the best of your ability over and over again. And you keep re-exposing them. And you practice your influence and communication. So you need to have a position in life that engages you with the world so that you can practice on people that don't matter as much to you as your loved ones. So you keep bringing them your best and you keep dropping those red pills, right? Deal Properties, what's up? Got to red pill your family. Make sure of it. I red pilled my dad. He's red pilled my mom. I tried to red pill my sister, but that bitch is stupid brainwashed. But she's still going to get some red pilling because she can't avoid it. You got to reconsider my words. Like the girl says to me, thanks for having me over. And I said, believe me, it was a chore. She has to think about that. You can't not. You start red pilling her on the fact that, hey, man, this isn't like you're welcome, like it was my pleasure. This is, you just took up my life and you walked away better. And I don't know that I did so much because we're just getting to know each other. Right? Okay. So that's basically the message. I don't even need to click record, really. It's just stressing the importance of red pill your family. It's not a lost cause. It never is. Because even today, somebody, their mother goes to hospitals, tests positive, they keep her overnight, blah, 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 blah. And now 2-3 days later, she's on a ventilator. And what do you tell your friend? You got to get her out of there. She doesn't have the backbone or spine. Plus, she's not fully red pilled herself. So that's her fault. You know, she was exposed to my material. She's too distracted. And then we as men, we always take personal responsibility. We're like, why wasn't I more attractive? I should have attracted her attention more. The fact is she was fucking distracted. And, you know, yeah, you could make one girl's salvation your priority, or you can do many. Speaking of, here's Cassie. Welcome. Welcome to the stream, Cassie. I was thinking about you today, how I don't see you anymore. You've abandoned me. Our future is dying. It's withering. But we can always water it. Oh my God, this one cactus plant. Jonathan, this is amazing. This plant, the house we moved into hadn't been watered in so long that the yard was completely dead. Not a life to be found in it. So this cactus plant, I know, had not been watered in the same duration of time. It's not a cactus. It's just like a desert kind of plant. It opens up. It's a very tough stalk, but the top opens up with leaves and there's a flower. And man, I swear this thing was dead because for like a month we lived here and we didn't water it. And it was in the hottest part of the sidewalk where the house like channels all the heat right onto it. And it was in this fucking broken pot. I mean, it doesn't get worse for this plant. You might as well have just ripped it out. And so I just started watering it, and there was life in it. The green starts coming out. Man, this thing was so far gone. I couldn't believe it. The soil was terrible. I'm still watering it. It's still getting stronger. Now get this. This is the trippiest part. This fucking plant, I don't know how, but like a branch broke off or something. Maybe the chickens or something. I don't know. But there was a branch that had this leaf at the top. It's like I don't know, imagine like 16 or 25 petals of green leaf. And it's a thin branch, like, I don't know, half an inch thick and about a foot long. I fucking shoved this branch into the soil and it's alive now. It's growing, man. You can't do that with plants. Plants don't do that. I didn't shave it, trim it at all. I didn't put any glue on it to help it grow roots. Like, it's not that kind of plant. Branch broke off. I shove it in the ground, give it some water. It's established now. It's alive. It's growing into that soil. What a trip, dude. That desert plant, whatever it is a survivor. It's a good one. It's 9th limb stamp of approval. That motherfucker, you'll come when you come and I'll show you and you'll see. And it's still in the same half broken pot because I don't want to move it right now. I don't see the roots growing to the surface and it's like a sentimental pot because the pot sucks. Once I pull it out, then the pot goes away. But That was the whole story, really. Let's see. Does that entertain my YouTube audience? No, not at all, hardly. Okay. All right. So what do you guys think about this topic of red pilling your family?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you're unmuted. What do you think of this idea of red pilling your family?
Well, in my family, it's pretty much 90% red pilled already, except for maybe 2 or 3. Of course, they're the sisters. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I guess they just like having the opposite opinion or whatever. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it can trigger that resentment, our sound, the sound of our voice. And yeah, they could be totally brainwashed. And
it's interesting because I feel like you really got to balance like not giving a fuck what they think and then like still kind of caring. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. It's a practice of infinite patience because you may never get there. And so it's how do you stay positive without any need of outcome, which is easier said than done from the outside. But I mean, that's what it is. That's what basically you're talking about, that how do I still care, but not care? So you care in a carefree way. So you're free of care, but not care less, because that's negative. You could be careful in a carefree way there. Right? Okay, other people on Zoom, what do you guys think about this idea of red pilling, especially on the COVID? That's the thing. That's where the problem happens. That's where someday they get sick and they want to go get tested and you don't believe in the shit and they go get tested. And then the hospital, they say, yes, you have COVID. You have to stay and this and that. And within a day or two, you don't get better because you're surrounded by 5G technology that's just radiating into your immune system and fucking suppressing that shit. You don't have a tolerance for it because you don't work and live in hospitals. So what's up, Nick? And so you get the seasonal flu and then they put you on a fucking ventilator. And then what's your family have to say about it? And now it's too late to red pill her or him. They should have just not gone and gotten tested. Everybody survives the motherfucker anyway. It's not a problem. Shamir, I saw you unmuted. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, I didn't unmute, brother.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how I tricked you into unmuting. Jason, my aunt literally just allegedly caught it. Yeah, just tell her don't go and you get firm. I haven't figured out exactly everything, how to influence your family. It's a very tricky thing. But it's worth it because in the end, it's worth it until it's not. That's when I had to drop my sister, right? It's worth it until it's not. And you face all of the most difficult things that you would have to face in life anyway. Death, what is, he just says it, Epictetus just says it. Hold on. I just read it. He didn't just say it. He said it like 2,000 years ago. I just read it is what it is. By facing the realities of death, infirmity, and loss and disappointment. Free yourself from the illusions and false hopes, and you avoid miserable, envious thoughts. Okay, so by facing, so you face death, infirmity, that's like sickness, loss, so you are less survival, less options, and disappointment, so your expectations were not met. So you lose things, your expectations aren't met, maybe you get sick, and other people, you're going to die one day, but definitely other people die. And when you face all of this, well, you prepare, then when it happens, that's when you're able to say, this is what I was preparing for, because you've already faced it. It's not just I've fortified myself so that I can face everything, because even a very tough individual on that one particular emotional button could break down, have an emotional breakdown. So it's that thing that would break you down that you face. And while you focus on your beast, right? Okay. Red pilling your family. It's essential. So where do you start? Well, you start with where they're at. What comes to mind when they say, when you say, if you think you get COVID, don't get tested. And whatever their objection is, that's where you start. And, you know, they're not in your control. All that's within your control is your communication, and you lose influence over them if you lose your cool.